All right, I want to go over how to do the third page of the Sketchpad assignment for Chapter 2, Section 3, where you're graphing linear functions in Sketchpad. So at the top here, there's an example of how to do this problem. You need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Write them as a coordinate point instead of just saying the x-intercept is at 4. And then you'll see that when you have to plot the point, you have to go over 4 on the x-axis and up 0. So there's actually a point there on the x-axis. That's the x-intercept. The y-intercept is going to be on the y-axis, and it'll start with 0, and then it'll have whatever you solved and plugged in and found for that. And then you draw a line through them. So in Sketchpad, when you draw a line through them, you'll use the line tool and pick the right one. Okay, so let's look at number 1 here. Number 1 says 5x plus 6y equals 30. So you're going to plug in 0 for y and then see what you get for x. So I think I'll use the marker tool rather than try to type all this. So I'm going to let y be 0. So 5 times x plus 6 times 0 will be equal to 30. So 5x plus 6 times 0 is just 0. So 5x equals 30. Divide both sides by 5, and you get that the x-intercept is 6. That's just the x-coordinate, so it's really 6, 0 for one of the points on our graph. And then to find the y-intercept, you let x be 0. So 5 times 0, which is 0, plus 6y equals 30, and then that's going to be 0, so divide by 6, and you get 5 like you had, but that would be the point 0, 5. So now using my points in Sketchpad, I need to put one at 6, 0, and you had turned that color, so I'll turn it back for you. 0, and then the other point is not up here at 5, 5, but at 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be 2 points for each one of these. I'm going to delete these. Each one of these will have 2 points, one on the x-axis and one on the y-axis. Now I need to connect those points with a line. And again, I'll turn that yellow to match your coloring. There. So, whoops. So that's the line that matches number 6. So for each one of them, you're going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and then you will plot. One will be on the x-axis, one will be on the y-axis, and then you'll connect them with a line. So just looking through 7 and 8, your x-intercept for 7 is not correct. Your y-intercept is correct, because if you let this be 0, x be 0, 5 times 4 equals 20, but 2 times what equals 20? It's not, that one's not right. And let's look at this one. This one's not right either. So in order to find the intercepts, you let the other coordinate be 0. So in order to find the x-intercept for number 7, you're going to let the y-coordinate be 0. So this will be 0, so you'll end up with 2x equals 20. And then you just solve that little equation. So if these were number 6 over here. This is the work for number 6. For number 7, you would let y be 0 first, so that's 2x plus 5 times 0 is 0. Let me undo that. So if this is going to all be 0, let's just skip it and just write 2x equals 20. Because that's going to become 0 anyway, and then you solve for x. Now remember that once you get whatever that is, the y-coordinate we let be 0, so one of our coordinates will be something 0. So you'll come along the x-axis to find it, put a point there, and then to find the y-intercept, you let x be 0. So then that would become 0, so you'd have 5y equals 20, and then you'll solve that for y. And you had that as 4. So it's not really just 4, though. It's really 0, because the x value is 0. So that would be up here, and it'll be like right around here. Okay, and do the same thing for number 8. Thank you very much. I hope that helps.